Hi and welcome to finding a percentage and expressing as a percentage. By the end of this video, you should be able to find a percentage of a quantity and express numbers as a percentage. So let's work out how to find a percentage of something. If we want to find a percentage of an amount, we want to multiply the percentage by that amount, by that quantity. This can be done using fractions, decimals, or the percentage button on your calculator. Let's say I wanted to find 35% of the number 80. Using fractions, I would have to put 35% into my calculator, and to do that, I use 35 out of 100. Of is short for lots of, so then I would be timesing by 80, and that would give me my answer of 28. 28 is 35% of 80. Now, if you don't like using fractions, maybe you find that it takes too many buttons to press to put in the 35 out of 100, you can use decimals. But you need to be able to look at 35% and say to yourself, 35% is the same as 0.35. So you can put 0.35 in your calculator and times that by 80 and you'll get the same result of 28. Now, your calculator has actually a percentage button on it. It is just above the left bracket. So if you put in the number 35 and then hit shift and your left bracket, that will give you the percentage sign on your calculator. Then it's as simple as timesing by 80 to get 28. This is about how to use your calculator to find a percentage. And you can use fractions, you can use decimals, or you can use your calculator, the percentage button. Now what about writing a number as a percentage? Now, we've all gotten an exam back and it's given us the mark out of the total. In this case, Jason received a mark of 20 out of 50 on his maths exam. We want to write that as a percentage. There's two steps involved in this. The first one is a mental one. We want to write this amount as a fraction in our minds. 20 out of 50 is the same as 20 over 50. That's what the number is as a fraction. Our second step is to take that fraction and to turn it into a percentage by multiplying by 100. This is where we bring in our calculator. I'm going to put 20 over 50 in my calculator, I'm going to times it by 100, and I'm going to get 40%. Now this method will work every single time. There are quicker ways to do it without a calculator, but if the fraction turns out to be something pretty hard, this will work every single time. Turn it into a fraction, times it by 100. Here's what I'd like you to pause and summarize. The example on how we found 35% of something, you don't have to use all three of these examples. All you need to use is the one that you find is best for you. I personally like using the percentage button on the calculator, but you might find that writing it as a decimal or even writing it as a fraction is better for you. You should also pause and summarize how to write a number as a percentage, because you'll get a test back one day and you'll want to know what it is as a percentage before the teacher has to tell you. And that's the end of the video. Hopefully you have an idea of how to find a percentage of a quantity and also how to express certain numbers as a percentage. Good luck.